Good morning, children. Today you will learn about the topic atmosphere. Okay, and it's the role. What is atmosphere? The blanket of air that surrounds the earth. Okay, it is the gaseous mass surrounding the earth, and it is extends to about 120 kilometer above the sea level. Okay, and see, you learned this one in the previous class also, the different layers of the atmosphere, right? The which one is the nearest to the earth's surface, that is the troposphere. Here only the all the climate changes here, weather changes here in the troposphere. Then the stratosphere. In the stratosphere, actually, the ozone layer present. The ozone layer that acts as an umbrella. How it? Because it protect us from the harmful radiations coming from the sun. Okay, the ultraviolet rays which are coming from the sun, that are absorbed here. That means here only, and from there itself it reflected back. Okay, and then the third layer is the mesosphere. Here these things you can see, these are the meteoroids are the, that means the rock particles moving in the space, which will be burn out here in the mesosphere, so it will not reach on the earth. Okay, if it fall on the earth means it makes big hollows on the earth. Okay, and the next layer is the thermosphere. Here the thermosphere, this is the space shuttles that orbits here in the thermosphere. Okay, and the outermost layer, that will be the exosphere, which will be to the outer space. Okay, that will be the last outermost layer of the atmosphere, and there the air also be very thin. Okay, this one understood. The upper atmosphere and this ozone layer present in the stratosphere, that's actually prevent us from the ultraviolet rays of the sun. If these ultraviolet rays fall on the earth, what happens? Because of this, nowadays we people are using many fridge and ACs. Because of that, the CFC, that chlorofluorocarbons emitting from that, which will be depleting this ozone layer in the this oxygen layer from the ozone layer. Okay, so that nowadays small holes are appearing on the ozone layer. Because of that, those are UV rays falling on the earth. Because of that only, number of cancer patients, that skin cancer, eye problems, these are coming because of this only. Okay, and not only this atmosphere maintain the right temperature on the earth also. The sun's heat and light falls on the earth's surface, they are absorbed by the surface itself. Okay, and rest will be reflected back. Because of that, what happens? This is preventing the earth from becoming very hot during the day. If all these rays falling on the earth, then sun's hot rays also directly falling on the earth, what happens? We cannot, that earth cannot afford this, because the living beings are there on the earth, right? That earth becomes very hot, then it will not be able to survive. So at night, what happens? These trapped heat in the atmosphere prevents the earth from becoming too cold also, because this trapped heat will be there in the atmosphere. And the night, what happens? It becomes cold, but because of this trapped heat, it will be in the normal temperature, so that it will not be too cold. If too cold also cannot afford survive, and too hot also not able. Okay, and the atmosphere causes the weather changes. Here in the troposphere layer, this is the closer to the earth's ground, right? So there the weather changes occurs, and the sun's heat up the earth and the air also. This hot air what rises up, and cold air rushes into take its place. This is the way wind blows in the atmosphere. Okay, and not only that, the water vapor in the air, that also condenses and fall on the earth's surface in the form of the rain and snowfall. How it is actually, this water that from the earth, the water bodies are there, right? Ocean, sea, rivers. From there, the due to the sun's heat, this water body evaporates, and that in the form of water vapor, it goes up. Then in the atmosphere, it mixes with the other gases, then it will form the clouds, right? When this water droplets become too more in the clouds, then it cannot hold there in the atmosphere, then what it will condenses there and in the form of water droplets again falling down. That is the rain. Okay, this is the role of atmosphere. Now the next one is the composition of the air. Okay, this also you learned in the previous class, right? Earlier what happens, the scientist, they thought that air is a single substance. Mainly see, if we are also saying air, first we say about the oxygen, because oxygen is the living gas, right? It need for breathing, then only we can survive, right? So we will first say about oxygen. This way, the scientist Joseph Priestley in 1774, he also shows that air contains oxygen only. But afterwards, because of the some more experiments, it proved that air is the mixture of gases. Okay, and it also in the volume of the different gases also in different ratios. They may be vary from place to place. And now see, if we are saying about 70, this blue portion here is the brown portion, that is the majority, that the major part of the atmosphere consists of nitrogen gas. Okay, that is 78%. It is abundant in the atmosphere. Okay, the plants also need the nitrogen, and then even animals also. The plants absorb this, some kinds of plants, they can absorb this atmospheric nitrogen and fix in the soil, in the root nodules or in the soil. From there the plants get. Then the other animals, if they are consuming this plants, then from through the plants they will also get the nitrogen in their body. Okay, and the next, that is actually 78%. Then the next, see here, oxygen it is 21%. Okay, and then how much is remaining? Only 1%, right? That 1% only the other gases. All these other gases, they are, see here, what are the other gases? Argon, carbon dioxide and minute gases. What is meant by trace gases, children? Trace gases. Trace gases means, besides this oxygen and nitrogen, some other gases are also present in the air in very few volume. Okay, they are only known as the trace gases. These trace gases are argon, hydrogen, helium, carbon dioxide, ozone. All these are the trace gases. Okay, these all present in the atmosphere. Okay, and see, not only this, besides these gases, some water vapor also there, dust particles are there, pollens are there, smoke, or these all present in the air. Okay, so if we are saying about the composition, all these will come there. And the next one is the, see here, in the composition of the air, that also differs from place to place. As we go up, the air is thinner, right? On the mountains also it is very thinner when we are comparing to the plains. That is what the main mountaineers always carry oxygen mask, or the oxygen cylinders with them. Then when we see, we releases the carbon dioxide during the respiration, right? Take in oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide. That in the same way, some vehicles, factories and industries, they also releases lots of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. All these increases the amount of carbon dioxide in the air, and the percentage of oxygen may be higher in areas where there is more greenery. How it is? See, more greeneries means where there are more plants. If there are more plants, what the plants, they do photosynthesis, right? During photosynthesis, which gas they release? Oxygen, right? And carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, the polluted carbon dioxide, they absorb, and in return they are giving the oxygen. So that area gets more oxygen. Okay, and see, when burning the fuels like petrol, diesel, when the vehicles moving now, that time they are also fuels using this petrol, diesel, coal. They all also, when burns, they produces carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. They all are harmful to living organisms. Due to this reason, continuous efforts are nowadays taking to control the pollution. In whatever the possible way they can control the pollution, the government also taking it. And not only that, nowadays producing the pollution free fuels also. Nowadays some of the vehicles are moving with this CNG gases, right? Compressed natural gases. With that also moving now that vehicles, because it will not pollute the atmosphere. Understood now? The next one activity, that is actually the shows the components of the air. That means this shows that dust particles are present in the air. For this, how can we do that? First, take a glass filled of water. Okay, then put some ice in it. Afterwards, you can see the that time the water vapor present in the air condenses to form the droplets around the cold surfaces of the tumbler, because from outside it is the atmospheric temperature, that when putting inside this ice, so that it evaporates. Then when it cools, what happens, it become the water droplets, that will be, you can see there on the this tumbler. Okay, and that shows water, that means air contains water vapor. Then see for example, see when we are taking the cold water bottle from the freezer or fridge and keeping it outside, after when we are taking it, we can't see the droplets there, only cool water bottle, right? Then if we are keeping it outside for sometimes, we can see that some of the water droplets are falling down, and some there will be around that on the floor. Why? Because these water droplets already because of the atmospheric air, it afterwards changes, convert. Okay, the water vapor condenses, cool and condenses in the form of water droplets, that only there. And then the next one, if we are for dust particles are present in that, for that how can we see, close the door and windows of a room and make it dark. Then only, that means some places we have to keep a small hole or a little bit space so that the beam of light can enter inside the room. Okay, then or we can see through a lighted torch also. If we are using that lighted torch, the beam, that beam, you just, if you observe, you can see the dust particles present in the air, which will be floating in the beam of the light. This one you can also try at your home. Okay, children understood this topic? Read the chapter and do this activity also with the torch. Okay, inside the dark room, you just see that time. And during the daytime also, if you are inside the room and just from the windows, if you allow a beam of light to come inside, that time you see. And not in the morning also, you can see when the sun rises, that time the windows open, through that the sun rays coming inside our rooms, right? Then you watch closely, there you can see the dust particles move around. Okay, this one you just try it. Okay children, thank you, have a nice day, take care all of you.